he mentioned two verses of Quran in Umurul Iman, in article or in detail of Iman, deeds of Iman. So the first verse which he mentioned was from Surah Al-Baqarah, chapter 2, verse number 177, before mentioning any hadith. And the second verse which is mentioned is from Surah Al-Mu'minun. And Surah Al-Mu'minun, the first verse he mentioned, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. And the reason is, this is the style of Imam Bukhari rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh. Before bringing any hadith in Bab, he brings the verse of the Quran, and after mentioning the verse of the Quran, related a hadith which according to his ijtihad, according to his understanding related to these topics, then he mentioned it one by one. So the second verse we will discuss today, which is mentioned here, is from Surah Mu'minun, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. So Iman is mentioned, and those, the Mu'minun, those who have Iman. So here you can understand the link of Babu Umuril Iman, the deeds of Iman. So the link is already here. Then you have to find out the link of the verse and the link of the hadith to the Bab and chapter. So here is the link, the first word, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. Mu'minun is a plural of mu'min. And who is mu'min? Who has Iman. And what is the chapter? Chapter of Iman. And in Iman, the chapter is Umurul Iman. Now the detail is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. With aflaha, the title is given to the mu'minun, that you need success in this world. So the falah, the success of this world for mu'minun. All other people and all other groups can claim that they have succeeded. But all their claim of success will be based on their material matters advancement. I have succeeded, I made my house. I have succeeded, my children are supporting me now. I have succeeded, I bought a car. I have succeeded, I established my business. I have succeeded, many things. But Allah said, قَدْ أَفْلَحَ الْمُؤْمِنُونَ. The actual success is for mu'minun. But just to become a mu'min, then you are entitled to success? No. With this da'wah, you need some dalil. You know, whenever you claim, with the claim you always have to have some evidence. Now the evidence Allah mentioned, that these things should be evidence of your da'wah. الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. Your iman and the success of iman, the first thing that you are offering prayer. But look at the style. Allah has not said they are reading salat. He said they are already reading salat. How the believer should be away from salat. How the believer and the mu'min claim that he is a mu'min and he has nothing to do with salat. So the topic is not that they are reading salat or not. الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. Salat is part of their life. Salat is their habit. Salat is their routine. The other level, الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. They are very humble in their salat. And this humbleness goes to both. Physically, when they stand in the bargah of Allah, they are very humble. When they do ruku, very humble. When they do sujood, very humble. One is the physical. And secondly, in inner self, andar se bhi wo humble. Andar se bhi, there is no sign of arrogancy in their personality. No sign of pride in their personality. The reason, whenever they do something, they connect it to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَا تَوْفِيقِ إِلَّا بِاللَّهِ. Ya Allah, what I am doing is because of your tawfiq. So I am nothing. I would be doing something wrong. I would be somewhere else. But if I am in your bargah, if I am worshipping you, if I am submitting myself to you, it is because of your tawfiq, Ya Allah. So, الَّذِينَ هُمْ فِي صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ. With every ni'mah, with every blessing and with every single bounty, the bounty is increased and their humbleness increased with it. Not like someone who got a small thing and then he boosts himself and thinking, oh, look at it. Who am I? This is one thing. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ عَنِ اللَّغْوِ مُعْرِضُونَ. This is the second quality. which is related to the character, to the lust of dunya. Means they turn away from meaningless activities. Al-laghw, meaningless, anything which is meaningless to you, which is not have any benefits. So now, such a beautiful word, comprehensive word Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned, would cover everything. You don't have to ask, shall I do this? Shall I do this? Shall I say this? Shall I not say this? Shall I speak with this way? Allah said, Allah, be your judge. If you have any connection with Quran and Sunnah, is what you are doing is a meaningful thing? What things become meaningful? When any word, any action get you the benefit of dunya and akhirah, it is meaningful. If you are doing something, there is no benefit of dunya, no benefit of akhirah, it is meaningless. And that's why Umar bin Khattab, Hazrat Abu Bakr, when he gives his very, very famous sermon, and he say, La khayra fi qawlin la yuradu bihi wajhillah. Any word which uttered without gaining the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, la khayr. Wala fi amalin, wala khayra fi malin la yunfaqu fi sabilillah. Any wealth which is not spent in the way of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, no matter how much you spend, there is no khair. So word, action, infaq, everything. Anil laghwi mu'ridun. So they turn away from anything which is meaningless. So now the falsehood is become part of it. All these things forbidden because they are al-laghu. The third thing now, وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِلزَّكَاةِ فَاعِلُونَ. They are doing zakat. Now zakat, one is the zakat, the one pillar of Islam. And why this zakat called zakat? You know the zakat means, literally in Arabic zakat means to increase something. An-numuv. Kya matlab hai zakat ka? An-numuv, az-ziyada. And the same time, the zakat means at-tahara, purity as well. So purity is the meaning of zakat, and increase is the meaning of zakat. And salah also is the meaning of zakat. So all these applies here. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِلزَّكَاةِ فَاعِلُونَ. They are doing their zakat, which purify their mal, which increase their mal. Purification occurs to their mal, and increase occurs to their mal. This is the only action of your infaq when you are spending and you are getting. The people are saying, we don't understand how you give something and you think it is increased. And in a worldly thing, we can give an example. You have given to someone 100 pounds. You know, it is logically they make you confused. The Quran says you give and it will be increased. How it is increased? I had 100 pounds. I've taken out 2.5%. And how is it increased? If I take from 100, 5 pounds, is increase or decrease? वो कम हुआ ज़्यादा हुआ? कम हुआ ना? नहीं तो पागल बनाया लोगों को. So चलो, coming to your logic. ठीक है ना? Coming to your logic. You told me, give me 100 pounds now, and after 1 month, I will give you, just in the worldly things, which the people are busy, because this i'tiraz coming from those people, so are speaking in their language, bear in your mind, and I will give you the profit of 115 pounds. So when I give you 100 pounds, is gone or not? My 100 pounds is gone? So someone tell me, tu to pagal hai. You are mad. You had 100 pounds and even this gone from you. He said, no. After 1 month, wait. This 100 pounds will be 115. The whole world business run on this base. Am I right or wrong? Even is a muzaraba, even it is a musharaka, or it is riba. The haram way or the halal way, all make it. Someone is doing musharaka with you. You know, profit and share based businesses. You invest first or just the profit start coming? The investment. So when you invest, it goes from you or comes to you? The investment goes from you or comes to you? The investment goes from you. There is no way. So those who are thinking we are very logic, that how it is increased. Your logic, you are blind. You don't have the nur of iman. Otherwise, in any single business, whether it is halal and haram, first is investment, then is profit. So you invested zakat now 2.5%. When you invest, then the profit will come to you. If you don't invest, how the profit come to you? So this is only confusing people. When you do zakat, it's just like you did. Now, in worldly business, musharaka, muzaraba, or all these haram, riba, you are doing business with the people. So you have no, after 1 month, you're going to give it to me. But in this zakat, you are doing business with Allah. And the promise of Allah, I will increase it here, and hereafter you will get the reward of all these things, which you can't imagine. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِلزَّكَاةِ فَاعِلُونَ وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِفُرُوجِهِمْ حَافِظُونَ. This is another aspect of the character. They guard their modesty. Their modesty they guard. They are not animals, wild animals of lust in this dunya. They always know what is halal and haram. So the two verses in detail mentioned, because I'm summarizing my dars, I'm not going إِلَّا عَلَىٰ أَزْوَاجِهِمْ أَوْ مَا مَلَكَتْ أَيْمَانُهُمْ فَإِنَّهُمْ غَيْرُ مَلُومِينَ فَمَنِ ابْتَغَىٰ وَرَاءَ ذَٰلِكَ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْعَادُونَ. All are the detail. Means the lawful way is permissible way is okay. But unlawful way, unpermissible way, you should make a difference between human being and animals, those who fulfill their desire. So, وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ لِأَمَانَاتِهِمْ وَعَهْدِهِمْ رَاعُونَ. He say, when they're socially dealing, whenever you trust them or whenever they make a promise, they always fulfill their promise, and always they fulfill this standard of trust, amanat. They always trustworthy. وَعَهْدِهِمْ, and they always men of their words. Whenever they make a promise, they fulfill it. وَالَّذِينَ هُمْ عَلَىٰ صَلَاتِهِمْ يُحَافِظُونَ. The final one, now the salat is repeated. Before says صَلَاتِهِمْ خَاشِعُونَ, now حَافِظُونَ. So now the Mufassirin says, one is to be humble in your salat, one is to be too regular in your salat. He said they are not occasional namazi. Ramzan aa gaya, first night hai, oh mashallah. Second night, third night, in between, finish. And then Laylatul Qadr, again, mashallah. Jummah different, Eid different. He say, you hafiz. They are regular in their ibadat because they all the time need the rahmat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When is the time when you don't need the rahmah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? When we don't need the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When we don't need the bounty and the karam of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So why I'm doing this with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? The food when you need, eat it. When you are not hungry, don't eat it. When you are thirsty, drink it. When you are not thirsty, okay, if there is a water or all the kind of drink, don't drink it. This attitude with things when you need it and when you don't need it. When you complete your sleep, even if you're lying on the bed all day, you can't sleep. So there are something where you need it, take it. If you don't need it, don't take it. Even if the medicine, know how important is the medicine. When you need it, take it. If you don't need it, don't take it. But if you have this attitude, tell me when you don't need the protection, the rahmah and the blessing of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Is Allah only in Laylatul Qadr? Is Allah merciful, gives bounty only in the first night of Ramadan? He is Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim all the time. So this attitude is again playing in the hand of shaitan. Oh, I have this job. No, you all the time, for your walking, for your talking, for your salamti, for your seha, for your children, for your protection, all the time, every single breath, you are in need of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, so you have to be connected to Him. And when you do this, Allah says, Ulaika humul warisun. These moments, now you understand the link to the Kitabul Iman? These are they are inherited. But what inherits they have? Namazi hai bichare kul to makan bhi koi nahi. Namazi hai pa gaddi bhi koi nahi. Farma they are inheritors. But there is nothing, he said. Alladhina yarisun al-firdaus. Their inheritance is Jannatul Firdaus. Hum fiha khalidun. He say in all these worldly houses you can live for a short period of time, but khalidun, forever residing, forever living place in Jannatul Firdaus. The highest level of the Jannah is waiting for these people to become the waris because of these actions. They are sincere to me, and as a reward, inshallah, they will get all these things from me. So this is called khairud dunya wal akhirah. In dunya they gain khair, in akhirah. ربنا تقبل منا إنك أنت السميع العليم وتب علينا يا مولانا إنك أنت التواب الرحيم اللهم علمنا بما ينفعنا وانفعنا بما علمتنا وزدنا علما إنك أنت العليم الحكيم برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.